Still at 5th and Hennepin and
We're
Faith.
still here, and nobody is getting in their cars here. Everybody is still pouring out onto the streets, and this rain is not going to calm anybody down. You can hear they're all heading over this way from the dome. They all say, we're number one. I haven't seen any Atlanta fans either, and I have a feeling this is going to go on for a couple of hours. They have police officers posted at all of the intersections here downtown, 3 officers at each intersection. So far, I haven't seen any problems except a traffic problem. Nobody's been climbing any streetlights here, but that could change in a matter of moments.
Okay, we'll get back to you, Ashley. We're going to send it over to Dennis.
Dennis?
Yeah.
Dennis, go ahead.
Okay, well, you've got a shot now of a guy on a stoplight. That's right here at 5th and Chicago, right beside the outdoor marquee or scoreboard, as you call it here, and having a very good time. I have someone with me here, if we can get the camera kind of down on me on the sidewalk here. Tell me your name.
My name is Bob Lee. I'm president and general manager of the Kenosha Twins of the Midwest League, and I played in the Northern League with the Milwaukee Braves in 1957, made the All-Star team with my old buddy Bob Euchre, and Jim Perry was on that All-Star team. And here I am now with 8 years with the Twins, minor league club, in Scott Leyes, Jarvis Brown, Chucky Knobloch, Lenny Webster, just all those guys that played for us in Kenosha. And here I am watching my old teams, the Braves and the Minnesota Twins, but my allegiance is with the Twins, and it's the greatest thing that's happened to me in a long, long time.
Put this in some kind of perspective. Is there any precedent for this kind of game we've seen? What would you compare it to in your experience?
I'll tell you what. In my experience in the minor leagues, the Kenosha Twins in 1985 under manager Duffy Dyer, who was the third base coach for the Brewers this year, we won our first championship in the Midwest League for Kenosha, Wisconsin, and it was awesome. And I mean, I was stretched out for the next month, and this is better. Believe me, it's better, because seeing those young guys that played in Kenosha, Chuck Knobloch has got to be Rookie of the Year, and seeing Scott Leyes make the plays he did at third and coming through in the clutch with hits and hitting that second game home run to win the game. I tell you what, I'm so happy right now, I just don't know what to say. And I played ball in Duluth, Superior, great place to be. I love that area. The Northern League was awesome. I'll never forget it.
On that personal note, we thank you for spending some time with us tonight.
Twins.
All right, we've got a few other people here. Let me see what else I can find coming out of the dome here tonight. Talk to me a moment, will you?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Dennis Stauffer, what's your name?
Ken Smith.
Yeah, where are you from?
South St. Paul.
Yeah, what do you think of the game tonight?
It was a great game. Great game. Great win. Glad I was here.
Well, yeah, I think we all were.
Yes, it looks like everybody's having a good time out here now, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, you been in any other games or just tonight?
We've been to 4 games total during the other series and 2 at this series. So it was a fun time. Fun time.
All right, thanks for joining us. Everyone's celebrating.
Talk your thoughts on the series and on being a part of this ball club as a premier closer.
Well, first of all, I got to thank God. Just a blessing to be here. There's great teammates and organization. It's just been a great blessing. I'll tell you, it was just very emotional, very draining physically, mentally. But I mean, you can't say enough about the effort Jack gave us tonight and the way we battled the whole series. Just all around terrific series.
All right, Rick Aguilera, how about a key play in tonight's game, which was when Chuck Knobloch on the ball that Pendleton hit, along with Greg Gagne, a little big league decoy play, and that was key in the game. I mean, how do you react that quickly to making that play?
Well, you know, we do it during the season, and we just the ball was hitting the gap, and we just try to carry out a double play, and we got Lonnie's attention. He got all confused out there, and ended up being a big play of the game.
All right, quickly, the hero of last night's game, holding the World Series trophy, Kirby Puckett, 2 times in 5 years. Doesn't get any better than this.
Doesn't get any better than this, man. This is the best there is, and we're the best. This is it.
How about Ken Herbeck? A lot of people, he didn't have a good series with the bat, but a lot of people got a chance to see the way this guy can play first base. Now, you said yesterday you were having fun, but deep down in, they're pretty nerve-wracking.
I looked over at Lemke at second base in that last inning right before Gino hit the ball, and I grabbed onto my stomach, and he grabbed onto his head. It was getting to us out there, but they got nothing to hang their heads about. It was a great series, and I'm just happy I'm on the winning end.
It'll go down in history, I think, as one of the most memorable. Another big part of it, Dan Gladden in the middle of everything, as usual, and coming off a late-season slump. What a high for you right now.
Yeah, it is. I think everybody's pretty excited right now. I don't think Atlanta, those guys played real well. They don't have anything to hang their heads about. Anybody really could have won this series, and
It just happened they had opportunities to score, so did we, but we had the last at bat in the 10th, and Gino came through.
Sure did. An emotionally drained Minnesota clubhouse. Let's go back. Pat O'Brien will be coming back in just a moment, but first...
I didn't, it's pretty much, I took a back seat to everybody, and I'm just glad I came through. This is a special feeling for me.
Gino, we're proud of you and the Twins. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice
Appreciate it.
Let's go back to you, Randy.
Jeff, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Any idea if the Twins would not have scored in the 10th, would Jack Morris come out in the 11th?
You know, I haven't been able to stop anybody and ask, but the way he was throwing, I wouldn't be surprised if they did stay with him. I mean, he had pitched a lot of pitches, but he was pitching strong, and he did a heck of a job for the Twins here tonight. We're going to try and get through the crowd, see if we can get Jack down here eventually, too. I know he's been upstairs in the interview room and whatnot, but I'll try and grab another player in the meantime, and we'll try and get back there, all right?
All right, thanks very much, Jeff.
Right now we want to get back to Dennis Stopper. We understand that there's a situation outside the Metrodome that's none too pleasant.
Yeah, Dennis, go ahead.
Yeah, the crowd is heating up a little bit. You can see them rocking a bus there, I think. It doesn't look like it's getting violent yet, but it is certainly getting a little tense out here in some respects. People are getting very excited, and they're not going anywhere. And they must be letting off a little extra energy. We're seeing more and more people climbing poles, on shoulders, alongside that bus. Let's go back to the studio.
Dennis, I'm wondering, in that crowd, can you see any Minneapolis police officers at all trying to get the crowd under control or not?
From where I am, no. They could very well. I take that back. I see what looks like a traffic officer, but he's very passive.
Yeah.
Well, when you stop and think about it, a crowd that size, Nash was saying there's maybe 3 police officers at each intersection.
Boy,
how do you control a crowd like that?
Yeah, and you probably might do more harm than good trying to.
Quite possibly.
All right, thanks, Dennis. What we want to do now is go back inside the dome. Jeff Faso with Brian Harper. Jeff?
Yeah, another one of the Twins heroes. Congratulations, Brian Harper. What a series.
Thank you. It was just a phenomenal series. Two great teams that played down to the wire, and it was just unbelievable. I mean, the game Jack pitched, and to come out and be the world champs. We're the world champs, and it's just a great feeling.
So many people are going to remember those plays at the plate down in Atlanta involving you, but I'm sure you're not going to forget the one that ended it tonight.
No, definitely not. When Gene hit that ball, Gene's a great part of this team and a hard worker. And, for him to win the World Series like that is just a great blessing for him. He's a great guy and a big part of our team.
And how fitting to have another guy come through in the clutch for the Twins. That's the way it was all year.
Yeah, it really was. 25 guys pulling together. All the pitchers, all the hitters, just everybody. It was just great.
We're really proud of what you and the Twins did this year. Congratulations to all you guys.
Thank you very much.
Brian Harper, the Twins, another one of their heroes here in the World Series. Yeah, they are number 1. Randy, we'll go back to you.
All right, thanks, Jeff. We want to...
I was going to say, there seems like there was a different hero for every game.
Absolutely.
It was great. They even took Puckett out of the game tonight, and he still took it.
But Tom Kelly not afraid to use all his players. We're going to go back outside. Steve Carroll standing by. Steve?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing, bud?
Well, not bad. You guys have been talking about the police officers down here.
Right.
Jeremiah, if you can, go over the crowd and back up on the sidewalk. You see about a half dozen Minneapolis police officers. I think they're kind of enjoying what's happening here. Everything seems to be under control. They're over there just kind of enjoying the festivities. If you can kind of go with me here, look at these people. They're up on the shoulders. They've got a world champs hanky down there. We've got a Kirby Puckett for governor sign. Win Twins. They're all shaking their Homer hankies. I think the crowd was stunned temporarily as they came out of the Metrodome, but now they've kind of started to realize that the Twins are indeed the world champions, and the celebration is on here in the streets of Minneapolis. Let's go back to you guys in the studio.
Kirby Puckett for governor, and Jack Morris, I think, for lieutenant governor.
Yeah. I think they could do it tonight. I really do.
All right. Thanks very much, Steve. We're going to go down to Dennis Stopper, who's over by Hubert's. Dennis?
Yeah, that bus they were rocking a little while ago, they're now up on top of. And it just, again, no violence, no harm that we can see from here, but more and more energy, more and more excitement, and coming closer to doing things that might be a problem.
All right, Dennis, we're going to go quickly inside. Jeff Passold is standing by. Jeff with Chili Davis.
That's right. We got Chili Davis now, another one of the hitting heroes for the Twins in this series. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're one of the newcomers to this situation because you weren't here at 87. How does it feel?
I've never been here before. It feels great to be here. What can I say?
How about this crowd? Can you believe this? They're all hanging around.
I'll tell you what, we got the best fans in the world. I don't care what anybody says, we have the best fans in the world. I've always appreciated them. I don't sign a lot of autographs,
But I tell you, once I step on this field, I know they're behind us 100%.
And you guys, we were talking about it earlier with Brian Harper, another guy coming through in the clutch for you tonight, and Gene Larkin.
Gene Larkin's done it all year. Brian Harper's done it all year. Kirby Puckett. We've all done it. We are what you call a team. Minnesota Twins in 1991 played as a team.
And let's not forget Jack Morris. Congratulations to him, you, all the Twins.
Jack Morris is awesome.
All right,
I'm going to go party right now.
I know you want to join your teammates. Chili Davis, back to you.
I'm going to go party. All right, thanks,
He's going to
Jeff.
last a while, too, I think. Ash is in the middle of another party. Let's go out to Asha Blake again.
Asha.
It's still a party here at Fest Van Hennepin. The party's getting bigger, as a matter of fact. If I could talk to some of these fans, I would, but you can hear for yourself. They've been saying stop the chop. They've been saying we're number one. You name it. They've been saying it out here on Hennepin Avenue. Nobody's going to their cars out here either. I have a feeling we're going to be here for at least an hour or more. I'm going to let you listen to them for a little bit. Go ahead. I guess the word for it is pandemonium. Pandemonium or chaos. Now, the police officers are trying to have some of the people head towards the highways, but nobody seems to want to go at this point. But they are trying. I've seen a couple of them out here. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Asha, very much. That's probably the easiest live shot Asha's had in a while. Just hold the mic over to the fans and let them scream.
They're always on cue, aren't they?
We want to go back to Dennis Stauffer now. Dennis?
Yeah, I've located one of those elusive Atlanta fans who I'm sure isn't celebrating quite so much tonight, but you don't have a lot to be ashamed of. You guys performed very well in this series.
It was a very good series. It was the kind of series nobody really deserves to lose. I'm very disappointed, but not in the Braves, just disappointed that we didn't win. It won't take us 25 years to come back.
Well, we're looking forward to another challenge, perhaps in not too many years. Maybe this will be a rematch.
Two great ball clubs, really two great ball clubs in two great cities.
What did you think of the dome and the atmosphere inside the dome tonight?
It's the 10th man. It's a tough place to play ball. I don't see how anybody can concentrate in there unless they're completely used to it. So it's a tough place to play ball, I would imagine.
Well, we wish you well. We're glad, of course, we came out on top instead of you, but we wish you well, and you certainly have an admirable game. Okay. All right.
Dennis, we see Santa Claus making his way from the dome. Hopefully he's not heading over to Hubert's or anything, but Santa making his way out of the dome, and we know he's a Twins fan.
I think it shows Christmas came early to the Metrodome today. I think that was obvious.
Well, that's Santa making his way, and hopefully he'll get some help along the way. We want to go back out to the outside of the Metrodome. Steve Carroll.
Yes, we are looking at the corner of the street sign of 5th and Chicago, and you can't really see it because two Twins fans are up on top of it, and there's one right behind me, right up here. They're up on the street signs here. And again, if we should update you, why not? Back behind the crowd are the Minneapolis police officers. See them back on the other side? They're enjoying it here. Some of the Twins fans here with their face painted, and they're waving their Homer hankies. And yes, the sign right here pretty much says it all. This is the night that the lights went out in Georgia. 10/27/91. We'll send it back inside to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks, Steve, very much. We've got photographers all over the place tonight, and obviously when the game ended at the Metrodome, we had a photographer stand by, and he got these pictures.
Look at that.
Look at this.
Oh, my goodness.
Right after the game ended, these are Twins fans pouring out of the Metrodome, and
pouring out of just about everywhere in downtown Minneapolis, I should imagine.
It's a tremendous sight, and of course, it's something we've witnessed before in 1987, but it still sends chills.
Well, then you think about the kind of game that we were witnessing tonight, where it was just tension from start to finish. I mean, nothing was happening. You were waiting for some break in it.
Right.
And then when it finally came, it was the end of the game. I mean, what a release.
I know, I had to control you throughout the newscast. I thought you were going to have an ulcer here on the set.
Well, what was amazing, though, is he's doing the sportscast, and he's reading his sportscast, and he's watching the monitor and watching the Twins game with it was like one eye here and one eye down here. Did an incredible job, Rand.
Well, thank you.
I was clutching you.
We want to go back outside. Asha Blake is standing by. Asha.
They're dancing in the streets out here. You know, I'm really surprised things are relatively under control. Nobody's been climbing the street poles around here. There's a lot of yelling, there's a lot of screaming, there's a lot of Minnesota fans doing exactly what they do best. But so far, no problems out here on the street that we can tell. Traffic is not moving on Hennepin Avenue. It is going absolutely nowhere on Hennepin Avenue. And but the fans are as excited. The party continues out here. right now, as a matter of fact. But the police officers here as well are pretty much just standing by. They have no work to do as yet. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Asha. We're going to go back inside now. Jeff Passelt standing by with the pride of Bloomington, Kent Herbeck.
That's right, local boy making good again. Congratulations, Kent Herbeck.
Thanks, Jeff. That's fantastic. This is what a feeling. I'm exhausted right now, and all the guys on the team are. We played hard, and I'm sure the fans are exhausted too for cheering us on. But what a great feeling.
Frustrating series for you in a way personally, but boy, you guys really proved this is a team game.
I'm not frustrated at all. I tell you that right now. I'm happy as hell. It's a great feeling. You know, I try my hardest. That's all the manager wants. I'm going out there and busting my butt. And just didn't come through in some chances. And bottom line is we won the ball game.
That's right. On the scoreboard, the Twins were on top when it all came to an end. And what a thrilling way for this to come to an end.
Wow, what a series. I think it's one of the best. I haven't seen many better. And I haven't played any better games than that last one myself. It was a gut wrencher. And I know the fans were pulling with us all the way. And I want to say thanks to them, first of all, for helping us out and get out there and party.
Yeah, these fans here are unbelievable. Most of them still hanging around to tell you congratulations.
Yeah, it's great. It's fun. That's what it's all about, having a good time.
We're proud of you. All of Bloomington's proud of you. And the Twins, congratulations.
I'm proud of the Twins. I'm proud of the Twin Cities and St. Paul and Minneapolis and the whole five-state area around there. I'm happy for everybody supporting us and hanging with us and hanging with me and keeping my dauber up.
And enjoy your celebration because it's a while before you play another one.
It's going to be a long time. I'm going to sleep for about a week.
Okay.
Thanks, Jeff.
Congratulations. Kent Herbeck, Randy. Let's go back to you.
All right, thanks very much. Of course, Kent Herbeck did not do a great job in this series with the bat, but he did a great job with the glove.
No kidding.
One of the differences for the Twins in this World Series.
We understand Jane Fonda's taking it on the chin right now. Let's go out to Steve Carroll and see what's happening to something of hers.
All right, again, we are outside the Metrodome at the corner of 5th and Chicago. And if you can see, they're trying to start a fire. And what they're doing is, it's kind of funny, they're lighting the Jane Fonda workout book, the cover from one of her books, on fire. Obviously, Jane not the most popular gal here in Minnesota at this time, as her Braves fall victim to the Minnesota Twins tonight here at the Metrodome. Behind those folks there that are burning the Jane Fonda book, you also see a sign saying, Twinners. Just came out, looks like they were working out of the back of their car. Twinners of the world champion Minnesota Twins. Big Homer Hankey from 1987 has come out of the archives for tonight's game. And they've stopped the chop, and the fans are going to celebrate here in the streets at the corner of 5th and Chicago, just outside the Twins' offices in the corner of the Metrodome. As we head back to you.
How would you like to be batting cleanup tomorrow morning on those streets? Oh, it is going to be a mess.
What we want to do right now, because CBS is now off the air, we can show you some highlights of tonight's game. So here we go. And we start with Jack Morris against over the Atlanta Braves, and they win the series 4-3. And just like 1987, when they played the St. Louis Cardinals, the Twins win the first 2, they lose the 3 games in Atlanta, and of course in '87 in St. Louis, and then come back and win games 6 and 7 at home. So it follows the pattern of 1987. And but this series, I have to admit, was much more exciting from a baseball standpoint, just because 3 of the games went extra innings. And it was close all the way. So it was
such a well-matched team.
It was. And, of course, last to worst, we had a lot of different games inside the game of this series. We want to go now to the Metrodome, down on the floor, and Jeff Passelt with Jack Morris.
That's right, a crowd of media around Jack Morris here, and we'll get some of his post-game thoughts right now.
Well, I thought I did. The umpire said that he tipped the ball and it was a foul ball, and he said the third base umpire called it, and I said to him, you know, it's amazing. I'm 60 feet away, and he's 110 feet away, and he saw it, and I didn't. Well, I don't know. I just had some left, and I'm fortunate that things worked out so well for us. I just felt real good tonight. My arm was alive. I had a good fastball, and usually when my fastball is alive, I have a couple pitches to go with it. So it was a great team effort.
And any words from Marvin Gaye as we wrap up here, Jack?
I don't know. Do you ever sing a song like Let's Party or something?
Well, Lionel Richie did that one, but why don't you go do that now?
Well, thank you very much.
Congratulations, Jack.
Jack, how does it feel? Got to be a dream come true.
It was. They've seen a couple games where Dad did pretty good. I threw a one-hitter against Kansas City 2 years ago, and they were there, and that was special. And to see Dad do so well in a World Series, I think they understand that the guy loves him very much.
Did you have to beg TK to stay in?
I have to beg him, but I convinced him that I could still go out there.
That's a lot of pitches for you, like almost 130. Were you getting stronger, though, as you went on?
We don't play a game tomorrow. There's nothing to save it for. I got a long time to rest.
Tell us about the dream come true for a guy from St. Paul that finally gets to pitch for the Twins in Game 7.
It's going to sink in sometime in the middle of this winter, but for right now, people of this state and the surrounding states and the Twins fans all across the country have something to celebrate, something to be proud of, because I sure am proud of it, too.
You really had to be fired up before the game. The crowd was on their feet just getting you pumped up and ready for it, even if you were anyhow.
Well, yesterday's game had a lot to do with that. We were down. They could have taken it to us, but there was one guy that played center field that refused to let it end there, and he gave me a chance. And heck, it's a great team effort. A lot of things happened our way. A lot of things happened their way. It was a great series. We're just so darn proud to have it be our ring instead of theirs.
Enjoy the celebration, Jack. I know it's a long time before you'll start another one, so you got some time to party.
Thank you very much.
Jack Morse of the Twins. Let's go back to the studio. I can get out of this crowd.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Jack Morse, of course, named the most valuable player of the World Series tonight for his 2 victories, and of course the one tonight, 1-0 in Game 7. We have some news now on the parade.
Yep, just got a fax on the 1991 World Champion Minnesota Twins victory parade and salute. We knew it was coming, didn't we?
Yeah, certainly did.
In St. Paul on Tuesday, beginning at 10:30, and it will be. Oh, there we go.
Starts in St. Paul, and it'll end at the Metrodome. It'll start at 10:30 in St. Paul. What we understand, at 12:30, it'll start in Minneapolis.
At Hennepin and 17th
Right,
Street.
and it will end up at the Metrodome. And I'm sure there'll be more details coming along, but there'll be a party at the Dome scheduled at 2 o'clock, and admission is $1.
I don't think that party's going to end at the Dome, personally.
I don't think so either. I think the party may continue tonight into Tuesday's parade,
so.
maybe.
Let's see how the party's going now. Dennis Topper's still outside the Dome. Dennis?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see me, but you can certainly see the excitement out here. There's a mist in the air, and it's not all from the clouds. There's some champagne flying out here now. What you're looking at is a newspaper headline that already hit the stands out here from the Pioneer Press. And I'm about... Are you still with me? Can you hear me?
Sure, we can hear you. Go ahead, Dennis.
Okay, I thought we'd lost the cable there.
No, go ahead.
We're a little buried in the crowd here. I think it speaks for itself.
Oh, there he is. My goodness, I couldn't see you. There you are.
Yeah, I'm out here.
Wave your Homer hanky.
It's amazing what a camera will do and how we attract a crowd, isn't it?
Yeah, well, especially tonight.
Well, you take care, and we'll come back to you in a little bit here.
Right.
You can maneuver your way, and we can talk to a few fans. We want to go to Asha Blake now, who's standing by. Asha?
Well, they're starting to climb the streetlights here in downtown Minneapolis. I thought people would start to go home right about now, but that's just not happening. They're starting to throw confetti at everyone and everything. And I would say there are hundreds and hundreds of people here in downtown Minneapolis. You can't help but be a part of the party down here. The police officers have started to try and take some people down off the lights, but it doesn't seem to be working too well. I think they're all coming down from the Metrodome down here. This is not a safe place if you're a Braves fan. You don't even want to be seen down here on 5th and Hennepin. I have to tell you, this is a lot bigger. It seems to me to be a lot bigger, and there are a lot more people than 1987. So the second time around is that sweet. I can tell you that from here. Back to you in the studio.
I got an idea what Asha can be for Halloween.
What's that?
Spider-Woman.
Seems like she was the only thing they were throwing the confetti at.
My goodness. I remember during the parade in '87, Diana Pierce and I sat downtown, and I'm telling you, we sat in a balcony seat on Hennepin, and literally to our waist with confetti and stuff. So you are a target out there.
I understand they're not going to allow confetti this year because there were some problems with burning underneath the cars
really?
and stuff like that. So maybe just a little confetti this year. But I think they're asking you not to.
Hopefully Asha will survive that out there.
Just bring Asha. If you want to bring confetti, just bring Asha.
Okay, we want to go back out to Steve Carroll. Steve. Hello, Steve.
Yes.
Hey, bud.
The celebration continues here on the streets of downtown Minneapolis. We're at the corner of 5th and Chicago, just outside the Metrodome. And I tell you what, the fans are still coming outside of the stadium at this time. And they had to stop by and say hi and, of course, cheer for the favorite Twins. And I've got one of the greatest souvenirs anyone could possibly want here from the 1991 World Series. And if I can just show you what the souvenir is, it is It's a Homer hanky that has been, you can barely see it, but it's been trampled on. It's all dirty. Someone lost their Homer hanky on the way out to their car. And that's about as good a souvenir as you can get here at the Metrodome. But as you can see, the celebration continues. I don't know if we have videotape from outside the Metrodome from a little bit earlier tonight, but we're working on that. And if we don't get it to you now, hopefully we'll get it to you in a little bit later. But the chants continue. The Twins are #1 here in the streets of downtown Minneapolis. Let's go back inside to you, Randy and John.
All right, Steve, we did see some videotape earlier of fans coming out, and of course, obviously, the crowds were as large as you're seeing at your location there on 5th Street. So, and there's a lot more people in the Metrodome, you should know, making their way out. So I think you're going to be out there for quite a while.
As long as the camera's there, they'll be around.
That's right. I think that's one of the reasons why folks are hanging around, because all the stations obviously have cameras on.
Were you outside and around during the 1987
Actually, in 1987, I was on the floor of the Metrodome when the game ended and was able to be out there. And I was as close to you as I was to Steve Lombardozzi, trying to grab him to do an interview. And this is no lie, I was yelling at the top of my lungs, and he could not hear me. That's how loud it was in the dome. Well, yeah, he was trying not to talk to me. But I mean, you could not even hear yourself, which was amazing to me, because you know, even sitting watching the game, it's loud, yes, but you can still talk to somebody. But down on the floor there in '87, you could not hear yourself scream, and I'm sure that's how loud it was tonight for the Twins when they ran out there after Larkin's hit.
Now, how long did it take for everybody to clear out?
It took quite a while, if I remember correctly, at least a couple of hours, and I'm sure that's what we're looking at tonight as well. Hopefully people will start making their way towards their cars and
well, let's tell Dennis he's got at least a couple of hours to stand up.
Dennis, you got a couple of hours of OT coming, bud.
I'm over here next to the heart of the crowd, but I have one of the people that's designed to control things a little bit with me. What instructions have you been given tonight as to how to handle this situation?
Well, basically just let it go, let it ride. We can't do much about it. There's too many people for us to handle right now.
Have you had any problems?
No, not at all. No problem.
You haven't heard of even other locations? No difficulties?
No problem.
Well, that's good. That's good. So you guys are playing it pretty passive tonight, then.
Oh, yeah. Well, what can you do? With this many people, you just gotta let it go, let it ride.
That's good news. We've got a crowd that's happy, but not creating any problems from all indications here tonight.
Hopefully, orderly chaos is what it looks like.
You can hear them better than you can hear me, I'm sure.
You know, one thing we haven't seen yet is the shaving cream and the spraying. You know,
well, you know,
I wanted to see Pazzles one more time.
Here's one of the reasons why we don't see that this year. Now, in 1987, we were able to set up our cameras in the Metrodome tunnels outside of the locker room. And we were only 5 feet away from the Twins' locker room at that time. So what we would do in '87 is go in and grab a player, bring them outside. What CBS and the Major League Baseball made us do this year, and the reason why we see Jeff down on the field, is that they have made us set up our cameras down on the field, which means that you have to go up the stairs, up the dugout stairs to the locker room and bring the players down. Now, obviously in '87, it was so much easier for players to bring shaving cream and champagne and those sort of things 5 feet outside the locker room. Down on the field, it's a little bit harder for that to happen, and that's why we don't see Jeff creamed and
you may not have to visit the dry cleaners after this World Series.
He shouldn't have to. If you remember in '87, I think after the Twins won in Detroit, he was completely drenched. Actually, he was swallowing shaving cream and champagne, interviewing Don Baylor.
We all enjoyed that.
And it was funny, but I don't think we'll see that this time around.
Probably not.
We're going to go back outside the Metrodome. I think Asher Blake's in it.
We've got some interesting people here that we're going to try and talk to. I'm going to walk this way over to the right and try and talk to this guy who's on top of a street light. He's been up here for about 10 minutes. Hey, you just think the Twins could do it?
The Twins! Woo! Woo! Let's go! This is what it's all about! Woo! All right!
Oh, there comes somebody climbing up, too. We better move over here. We don't want to encourage this. The police are probably going to take them down any minute. They're standing at the bottom, ready to do that right now, as a matter of fact. We got somebody else here we can try and talk to. You think the Twins can do it? You bet! All the way! Twins are #1! Woo! I got to tell you, this party is just getting bigger and bigger. I don't know where it's going to stop. The rain's starting to fall a little bit. Oh, they're starting to come up here. You can't do that. And we're just going to stay here and see what happens. I think they're all coming down here from over by Dennis and Steve. They're all coming down here from the dome. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Asha. In 1987, we had Paul Majors sitting on top of a live van, and they started rocking it, if you remember correctly. So we're hoping that Asha will play it safe and some of the people will give her some room. We're going to go back out to Dennis Stauffer. Dennis?
Folks here, part of the crowd. Yeah. Hey. All right. Okay. You were here in 87. How does tonight compare to this night in 1987?
Twice as nice! Twice as nice! You betcha!
Wait, were all of you in the game? Or did some of you, you're all inside the dome tonight? You weren't?
I wasn't in the dome.
Where were you?
I lived 3 blocks from here.
Yeah?
Yeah, like you can hear it every time somebody hit a ball out, or every time something happened or anybody was announced. You could just hear it from the inside of my living room. It was nuts.
That was on base was from the 87 team. Did anybody notice that? Everybody! Harvick, Puckett, everybody! It was an 87.
You can't tell that these people are enthusiastic, can you? Let's go back to the studio.
Thanks, Dennis, very much. What we want to do right now, Jeff Passelt is standing by on the floor of the dome with the Twins general manager, Andy MacPhail.
What a thrill! Yeah, what a thrill it has to be for you, Andy, to see this happen a couple of times.
Well, Jeff, it is really something, and to play the games that we played, the games were won in the bottom of the 8th, bottom of the 9th, bottom of the 10th, bottom of the 11th, bottom of the 12th. It was a great series, great World Series for baseball. I'm really sad that the Braves can't share in this somehow. They really played a great series. They really deserve half that trophy at least, but we're very gratified to be here. It was a great series for the ball club and particularly for baseball. I'm really pleased about that, as you might imagine.
And I'm going to pay a big compliment to you because you're the guy that's responsible for throwing this thing together. You took some gambles in the offseason. They paid off, but that's the way free agency in baseball works.
Well, we were very fortunate. We got some key free agents after a couple left that made real big contributions to us. We also had some young players from our farm system come along. Some of our old stalwarts continue to contribute. And, you know, every avenue imaginable, trades, Rule 5 draft. It wasn't just one aspect, but we're very pleased. And, of course, Jack going out was sort of the icing on the cake today was something.
Yeah, to get Jack Morris and have him come through the way he did for you guys this year has to be just the greatest feeling.
Really remarkable, and I'm sure Jack is a culmination of a dream for him.
All right, congratulations to Andy MacPhail and the Twins.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Andy MacPhail, let's go back to the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Jeff. Of course, Andy MacPhail has some work to do in the offseason now because Dan Gladden and Brian Harper will become free agents. They are free agents at this point right now, and Brian Harper should be getting about $1 million or so now, and as the Twins do what they did in 1987, and that's win the first 2 and the last 2 to take the World Series championship.
Never lost one at home.
Yeah. So the Twins win it tonight. Are we going to go anywhere else, Todd? We're going to go to Steve Carroll. Thank you very much, Todd, our producer, and Steve Carroll standing by outside the Metrodome.
Look at that. Just outside the Metrodome, they have just changed the big marquee, and it says the world. Well, you get the idea. It almost says Champion Twins, but they just changed that. And the moment that went up, the crowd out here went crazy. And the crowd behind me right now hasn't seen that sign, but they still know what happened inside the stadium. And, of course, they're chanting. Their favorite team has won the World Championship. And let's listen to the Minnesota Twins. Some Twins fans outside the Metrodome, 5th in Chicago here, as the fans continue to pour outside the stadium. I still think there's a large crowd still inside celebrating the victory, but they continue to come out through the turnstiles, and they're making their way through the streets here downtown Minneapolis. And it's still raining out, but just slightly, but that doesn't seem to dampen the spirits of the Twins fans here as this party continues here in downtown Minneapolis. As we go back to you.
Steve, does the crowd continue to grow, or are some people taking off and going home?
Well, I'll tell you, it's kind of funny because when we're not talking to you, we turn down our TV light, crowd takes off. The moment we flip that light on, they all come back. So it's there's still a lot of people down here, as you see, but they're not always around us.
You're not surprised by that, are you?
Not really, but hey, look at that. There's a Win Twin sign. But it's kind of funny. They're going back and forth. They're going down to 6th in Chicago, and they're coming back here. So I kind of think that these guys want to get on TV and enjoy this victory. I should mention we haven't seen too many cars go by these streets. The only vehicle we did see was a Minneapolis traffic control car that made it through somehow, but there's an ambulance that just went by, but not much motorized traffic on the streets right now as the fans continue to celebrate here in downtown Minneapolis.
All right, thanks very much, Steve. We want to go back inside the dome. Jeff Passolt standing by with manager Tom Kelly. Jeff.
Congratulations, Tom Kelly. It's got to be a thrill the second time around.
Yeah, it's. I really am happy. The players were great. Survive a series like this with the Braves. The Braves were fabulous. Shame, I'm sure everybody said this, that somebody had to lose, but fabulous series. I'm real proud to be part of it.
I can't remember so many close games like this.
Well, it's one of those things that you can't imagine happening. You know, you just can't imagine this is happening to you. How do we get into this? How is this happening to us? And then, again, World Series, and that's what it was a World Series tonight. And 7 games was just a fabulous series. I've never been through anything like that. I thought the 4 games we had with Oakland was a draining type series, an emotional type series. But these 7 games, you can't top it. I don't know how you can.
Did you feel the butterflies, any of the nerves or anything?
Oh, yeah, all week. It's been tough all week. If they're lying to you if they say they didn't.
Yeah, well, I know that the second time around, most of the players are saying it's just as sweet. Yeah. But also because your club came so far, and you deserve a lot of the credit for that.
Well, we had good players, and we have good. When you have good players, you can go to the post and you can play. And if you don't have the horses, they say you can't race, and we had the horses, so we can race this year.
Well, we're just as proud of you in '91 as we were in '87. Congratulations to you and the Twins.
Thank you very much, and it was just fantastic. Enough superlatives have been said about it, so I'm going to shut up.
Okay, enjoy the off season and take a rest and celebrate.
No, there's no time. Rest in November.
Okay, Tom Kelly and the Twins, they do it tonight. Go ahead, TK. On his way to the locker room and more celebration.
All right, thanks very much, Jeff.
I love his understatement.
Tom Kelly, obviously deserving manager of the year in the American League. We're going to go back outside now to Dennis Stopper, who's standing by. Dennis?
This is kind of limousine row here along the side of the dome. I've got one of the drivers here next to me now. Now, who are you waiting for?
Some fans.
Right, now, you told me they're Atlanta fans.
Popular fans.
What's the plan tonight now? You have some special instructions?
Just to the hotel.
Okay. Did that change? Was those plans any different, win or lose?
No, it was basically be here till they need me or till they don't need me.
Okay. You don't know how soon they're coming out?
I have no idea. It's the same thing as last night. Wait, last car on the street.
Hasn't been a good night to be taking Atlanta fans home either last night or tonight, I wouldn't think.
Well, when I see that bus getting rocked down there on the corner, I'm kind of worried about the stretch.
Well, so far they tell me everybody's been okay tonight.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to be all right. Everybody's being pretty good about it. Thanks for talking to us. Everybody else around here, I'm sure, is a Twins fan and enjoying themselves immensely. Let's go back to the studio.
Dennis, was that screaming reaction to you or something else out there?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I want to know if that screaming reaction was for you or something else out there.
As soon as they see a camera.
That was it, huh?
It's that smart-looking shirt you're wearing, Dennis, I think.
Yeah, right.
You know, we were talking earlier how unusual this last game was in the history of baseball. I mean, it was really unusual to have a 7th game of a World Series go goose egg down the line.
Only 2 of them had gone extra innings, and the Washington Senators won one of them in Game 7. Of course, that's where the Twins originated from. We're going to go back inside of the dome. Jeff Passolt standing by. Jeff?
Yeah, things have kind of thinned out here now. The crowd leaving the Metrodome, but from what we understand, one of the real problems when you run into a situation like this is sometimes the people's emotions get out of hand, and from what we understand outside, some of the cars have been tipped over around the Metrodome, and we hate to see something like that. Obviously, you run a real risk of injury and, you know, sometimes worse. So hopefully people can kind of contain their emotions in this celebration. In the meantime, quite a celebration in the Twins locker room. We have some tape from that taken just a little bit earlier, so we'll go to that now.
Unbelievable. I can't imagine anybody having a better career than I've had. To be a part of this twice and to play with this group of guys, it's so much character in this clubhouse, and I'm just thrilled and just proud to be a part of it.
Jack probably would have pitched 25 innings tonight if he had to. There's no way TK would have had to drag him off the mound tonight, I think, but what a great performance by the whole ball club. You know, front office people and everybody did a great job putting this club together. We played well and played as a team, and those guys on the other side have got nothing to hang their head about.
I don't know about destiny, but I tell you what, This is one heck of a ball club. Best ball club I've ever played on.
So that pretty much wraps it up here on the field with the crowd thinning out and whatnot. In the meantime, we'll try and keep you posted on what's going on outside the Metrodome with our crews out there. And we're going to head back up to the locker room, see if we can take in some more celebration and make the most of that. We go back to you.
Jeff, real quick question for you. The players, are they hanging around knowing that outside it's just pandemonium out there? Are they kind of taking the time with their families inside, waiting for it to thin out a little bit, or have some of them left already to try and make their way homes, because obviously nobody is leaving out there?
No, they are not leaving the stadium. In fact, they're back in the Twins lunchroom portion of the clubhouse, which is off limits to the media, and they're doing most of their celebrating back there. A lot of the Twins players and their families are back there making the most of it, and kind of making the most of some private moments too, as well. They should maybe about this point after the phenomenal season this team has gone through. And in the meantime, things have thinned out here crowd-wise, but all the players are up by the locker room, so we're going to head up that way, see if we can get a little celebration your way.
Well, Jeff, you did a great job covering the ALCS and the World Series. Thanks very much.
Hey, had a lot of fun doing it, I'll tell you that.
You bet. Thanks very much. We're going to go back outside. Dennis Stauffer is standing by outside, and we want to go to Dennis. Dennis?
Hey, there's no shortage of people out here that want to talk and celebrate. And let's go! Talk about the Twins tonight. How about that game?
Oh, they're rocking. We're down at the bar. They scored it by Lautner. Big run.
I think I've got a sorority here next to me if they'll settle down for just a moment. What sorority are you with? I think they said Gamma Phi. What campus is that?
Big run.
That's from our house at the U of M.
Oh, okay. So you're at the U of M. All right. All of you at the game? Or just come down here to celebrate?
Celebrate.
I think we're at a point in the night where we're probably having more people coming to the Dome than leaving. We'll go back to the studio again.
Thanks very much, Dennis.
Why don't we take a break here, and we'll be back in just a moment.
We'll have complete highlights of tonight's Game 7, so stay with us.
Northwest 408, descended 9,000. By the way, guys, the Twins just won the World Series.
Roger, cleared to 9,000, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're cleared for an on-time arrival into the Twin Cities, and I thought you might like to know the Twins just won the World Series.
To other airlines, Minnesota is just another destination. To us, it's home.
A menacing stare, a cruel smile. For over 40 years, he's played some of Hollywood's toughest guys. On the next Entertainment Tonight, Jack Palance says that what really makes him ornery is when he's labeled as a bad guy.